So this is going to be an always on setup, as you can see, between 2016 and 2022. The same setup what we had in my previous class. I didn't do much on this. So this remains the same. So primary is 2016 and the secondary is 2016. And the other one, 2022, is also secondary. I didn't fail over because if I fail over, I cannot fail it back. So that is the reason it is still intact and this remains the same. So now the scenario is I'm going to replicate a challenging situation in front of you. You as a DBA how to troubleshoot and where to troubleshoot and how to troubleshoot. You're gonna see now. Okay. So everything is in green color. We just have one database, test database. That's it. Nothing else. So I will stop screen share for a few seconds and I will replicate that scenario. And you have to tell me where to troubleshoot and how to troubleshoot. Is,
Microsoft.
is that okay? Mm,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Let
Yeah.
me do that. Stop the share. I'll just replicate that so that you can troubleshoot. It takes just a minute to replicate, so just give me some time, and I will start that thing down. Okay, I'm sharing it back. I did something from my end. Okay, you have to troubleshoot that. Let's see if it is in good shape or not. It takes 10 seconds, right? So yeah, you can see now. I think some noise. Let me mute all. Okay, so now you can see one of my replicas went into disconnected state. I mean, it's not able to connect to primary. Okay. Now, how to troubleshoot this and where to troubleshoot? This is kind of real-time scenario.
Clue admin.
Let's start with clue admin. Someone said clue admin. Let's go with there. Probably the most hardest one to crack. This one is very hard, very hard. In fact, for me also, it's not going to be possible. Sorry, I clicked on create cluster. Let me connect to the cluster. It's not possible, technically speaking. Roles. So I have DNN. This is DNN cluster. So everything is in green color. No issues from here, and nodes are up and running. I have two nodes. It's showing node 2 as down, but technically speaking, node 2 is not down. I just created something, so it is showing up as down, but in reality, it is not down. It's just that I created something from my end, so it is showing as down. In reality, it is not down. Okay. Let's just check. Okay. Just imagine this as up for a, because I cannot show up the same things to that of real time, right? So this is up only. Node 2 is not down. I created something from my end, so that is the reason it's showing up as down. But in reality, this is not down. As you can see, the instance is still up and it is running. Secondary is there. Okay. So the next place, what can we do?
Error log.
So let's
Check the error log first.
okay. Let me do with error logs. Error log. As you can see, the current time is 3:23 for me. So it started here. The service broker endpoint is in disabled state. That is okay. That is just a common message. And the timeout is the message what I can see. A connection timeout occurred on previously established something. Okay. So I can see connection timeout happening between primary and secondary. This is the only message what I can see from error log. Where else? What else? And the next thing what you can think of
Nothing in
is
the documentation.
there is something called as extended events. I don't know how many of you are aware. Okay, so if you just click on watch live data, it shows you everything like what are the events that are happening right now. Since I already recreated this, it may not show up now. But if you want, we can open up this file and you can see what went wrong. Okay, so 341 right now it is 341 and it is here. Replica change is pending. So let us match up this with this timestamp. So it is 321, right? So let's go and see 321. Today is 17, right? So let me start by descending order. Yeah, 321 today. So this is the message what I can see. Connection timeout has occurred. That is the one thing what I can see, and it's saying waiting for hardening. So this is the other thing what I can see. Okay. So what else can we check? It is still in disconnected state even now. So if I sorry, event viewer. Okay, let me go to event viewer. I'm just going to system first and then I'll go to application because application usually whatever you see in error logs, those are the ones that what you can see in an application too. That is the reason first I'm going to error logs. So it says cluster node removed from active failover membership, cluster lost the connectivity. You can see some errors, right? Not this one. So this is the message 321. So our timestamp the error started at 321. So it's saying cluster node was removed from active failover cluster membership. Something went wrong. Okay. So let me stop the screen share again for a second. I just wanted to stop that thing what I'm doing. Okay. So I just stopped it. Let me share that again. No port change, no port change. I'm not playing with any port changes because whatever what I do, it will be a fresh content all the time. I will not repeat the old content. Okay, I did something, so I stopped that whatever what I'm doing from background. So currently it is in disabled, I mean disconnected state. But now if you see, now it is back in connected state. So it went to disconnected state when I'm doing some kind of activity from my side, and when I stopped it, it is back again in sync. I didn't do anything from my side. It came online on its own. It was back in sync by its own. I didn't do anything. So now just imagine as this happened in real time. Okay, this happened in real time. Something went wrong and your replica went out of sync. We don't know why it went out of sync. It went out of sync for few seconds or few minutes, perhaps. Just imagine. Okay, now your manager is asking you to troubleshoot why the replica went out of sync for few seconds or few minutes. So this is the scenario. I hope you got the scenario now, right? I did something. I will not tell you what is that something, but you have to, see what went wrong. All these things, cluster service, NT authority, permission, pre-stage, everything I already covered. So I don't want to recreate the same thing. It is a fresh, brand new scenario what I have carried out today. Okay, so now just leave out what I did. Okay, it's not about what I did. It's about how you troubleshoot. Okay, so we'll check
Should
Have
we
you
check
checked
the
the cluster
endpoints?
logs?
cluster logs, right? I will go to the cluster logs and someone said endpoints, right? I didn't play with
Yeah.
endpoints. Endpoints is intact. So let me show you. Select star from uh, sys dot tcp underscore endpoints. It's in started state only. I didn't change anything. So I think yeah, started. You can see the HADR endpoint is in started state. And let's go to secondary server, secondary replica for a second. And let's check if there is something inside those error logs. 321, right? So let me go to 321. Yeah, I can see connection timeout happened at 321 for the node 1 to the node 1. So it says failover cluster failover clustering node is no longer online, something, something. So these are the messages what I can see. And finally, it came back online on its own without our manual intervention. Okay, this is very, very, very hard to troubleshoot, guys. So as a DBA, this is the most challenging issue what you can face. But this issue may not happen regularly. That is our, I can say we are lucky enough. But if this happens, it's very, very, very hard to troubleshoot. I will show you what I did from my end. Before I do, let me check the cluster logs as well. So how will you check the cluster logs? What is the command to check cluster logs?
I think get cluster log something, or we can
Yeah, yeah.
directly go to the cluster manager and check the logs.
So you can get it from get-cluster logs. Okay. So I already created them. So if you want, we can run this command again. So
And we
let's
can save it
say
to somewhere.
get-cluster log. So there is something called as time span. It will give you the last 30 minutes or 20 minutes timestamp if you make use of this time span command. So I'm just going with 15 minutes, last 15 minutes, and I'm saying destination. I just want my logs to be placed here. So it will be something like just let me choose one drive.
Any file folder or
I'll say
save.
backups. Okay, so this will give you the cluster information. So let me go to backups, and this is my cluster log information. So it is giving me for the past 15 minutes because I made use of hyphen 15, time span command. So if I go to 321, let me go. So 321. So at 321, you can see many things happen at 320. Up to 320, it was okay. So how to troubleshoot this? So if you ask me how to troubleshoot it, you can go with the code like ERR and then press it down. So you will get to know what went wrong. So at 321, the communication between node 1 and node 2 is broken. You can see here, node 1 connection to node 2 is broken. Reason graceful close. It's not ungraceful because as I said, we have shown demos on graceful shutdown and ungraceful shutdown. And if you remember our class, there is one class of mine which lasted for 3.5 hours. So in that class, I've shown you about the properties of quorum. What happens if we lose the quorum, and what I've done some practicals from my side to replicate all the real-time scenarios, right? So there, what I did was ungraceful, but today what we did is something graceful. Okay, so something happened. We don't know what is that something, and node 2 was not able to communicate with node 1, and it removed this node from cluster membership. So this is what I can see from my side. So if you see the error message again, some warning here, graceful cluster down, and again it is saying connection is broken. So if you just go with ERR, it gives you all the different error messages. Okay.
Or did you change the IP or something that
No,
broke the break the connection for this replica?
I didn't change the IP also. I didn't mess up any IPs. I did something. I will tell you what is that something. But this is the hardest part. You won't be able to get this information anywhere. Okay. Whether you open what is that external events, this file, or cluster logs, or your read error logs, nothing will help you in this case. Okay, this is the most what can I say, complicated situation what we can face as a DBA. If you ask me how to troubleshoot this in real time, okay, in real time, I will tell you one thing. In real time, we will not face this scenario in general, I'm saying we'll not face this scenario, but there are some exceptional cases, for example, where you lose connectivity at particular point of time. For example, just imagine at early morning 4 a.m., your cluster is getting out of sync. You lost the quorum, and for some reason, something is happening at 4 a.m. Just imagine at 4 a.m., something is happening, and you are being requested to troubleshoot what is happening at 4 a.m. Okay, that is the kind of scenario. This is the kind of scenario that happens at particular time. If it happens at particular time, at least I will show you the solution, what needs to be done from our side as a DBA. But if it is happening at some random times and if we don't have any particular stuff, then it is very, very hard. There is no solution from my side also. I don't know how to troubleshoot that. Okay. But the thing is that we checked all the different logs, cluster logs, SQL error logs, event viewer, always on extend event health session, everything. Whatever you check, you will not be able to find the right reason. That is the problem here. Okay, I faced this problem. I faced this problem when I was working for previous company 5 years back. So I did something from my side and I will show you that article and I'm going to make use of that same thing. And now I will show you what I did from my side.
Vamsi, is it file share witness?
No, I didn't play with the quorum at all. I didn't mess up any file share witness
So
also.
you did not change anything related to node or
No,
cluster,
no. I didn't
no
change anything.
dependency, nothing changed for IP.
Nothing.
Okay.
IP, I didn't change IP, but I just did something from my side. I mean, in terms of networking, I can say.
Is there
Okay.
any related
Yeah,
to SPN
means
related also?
Sorry.
connection is being
Is
broken. That means there is something done by, from the network side.
Yeah, something
Because
from network
connection
side. But the
timeout, yeah.
problem is, how will you prove that the problem is from networking side? That is the challenge. What I'm saying. You got my point.
Mhm. Correct.
We know that
Because
something is
connection
happening.
timeout again, yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes we can increase the, timeout value. So something happened from the network side.
Something
That's
happened from network side, but we don't know. And we need to talk to our network team. And network team will always say there is nothing from their side. It's a common story, right?
Vamsi,
they will check the trace alert or something. Not sure if
Yeah, Nehal, go ahead.
Vamsi,
is there
is it
related
because of
SPN related?
Sorry, ping related.
SPN related? SPN,
SPN. No,
yeah.
not
Or
SPN. Not SPN. Okay, let me share my article first and then I will show you. You can
I
explain
suspect
this
it
in
is like TCP problem actually when we disable those things. The
I didn't
because
disable
oh,
anything, but I'll show you now. You can play with this if you want also. Let me show you. I wrote this article. I just wanted to recreate the same stuff today.
It's on premises or Azure.
Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. On premises, Azure, both are same. AWS EC2, Google, missions, everything. Whenever you have operating system, you will get this problem. Means IIS in simple terms.
port
Okay,
holding
so
problem. Yeah.
this is my article long time back. As you can see, I told you right 5 years back, I got this problem. Something is happening at 3 a.m. Okay, so the same thing I just replicated today. Something is happening, and we are not able to figure out what was that at that time. Okay, so the same messages, connection timeout is what you see, and you lost the connectivity in extend events. I checked everything, error logs, always on health events. Even there is something called as SQL diagnostic extend event files. Even I didn't find anything. System health checks, I did check. If you want, we can check that part also. Let me open system health check events.
deadlock related information. I think it will come under this, right?
Yeah,
System health,
system
I
health.
believe.
Yeah, deadlock do come here. 30th, 17. Yeah, 321. Let's check at 321. 318, 321. I can just see this, only this one. So there is nothing that is useful here, even from system extended, sorry, system, what is that? System health extended event
System
session.
health.
Yeah. So this is the problem, guys. Windows cluster logs, you will just see that the cluster node has been removed, something. Okay. So now as a DBA, if it is happening at particular time, I'm repeating that again. If it is happening at random times, I don't have any solution for this. If it is happening at particular time, I'm stressing that point. If I'm aware of the time, then this is what I did for my problem. Okay. So now I will show you how it helped me to identify where the issue was and how to talk with my network team if it is happening at particular time. Let me show you that. Uh, 1 second. Let me open another PowerShell window. PowerShell. Okay. So what I am doing is I am just pinging continuously, so that we can see if there are any timeouts, I mean, ping failures or any packets to take long time to traverse, TTL, I mean to say time take to leave packets if this taking long time. So something that we can identify with this command. So that is what I'm going to show you now. Again, I'm
You
saying
need to
if it
change
is
the IP. I mean, where it is storing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just saying it equal and backups. That's fine. It's just a log file what I'm going to create. If you want, we can do that also. Okay, this is the command that as a DBA that you can make use of to prove that there is something happening from networking side. Okay, just run this command continuously. So if you just press enter, it will run now. So if you see, if I go to my equal and backups, this is the file, right? So this is the output. So in general, if you see, the reply is happening for every 1 second, and time take to leave is 128, which is what we are expecting. Okay, so time is 1 millisecond. So now I'm going to show you what I did from my side. So this is a tool that you can make use of to create networking drop. I mean, you can throttle the network connections, you can drop the packets, you can duplicate them, lag, everything can be done from with this tool. Okay, this is what I made use of to recreate this scenario. Okay, because in real time you will get these kind of scenarios, but for me to replicate this, I have to rely on tool. I don't have any other option. So that is the reason I made use of this tool. So now if I click on start, okay, in front of you, you will see, where is that? This going into, oh, this is something that irritates me. So let me disable this. Okay, cluster, what is that? Encryption. No, I didn't play. These are all things I covered, so I don't want to show up again. Okay, in few seconds, this goes, see, out of sync. Out of sync because there are some networking issues, and those networking issues is causing problems to my always on availability groups. Now you tell me, like I checked all the logs, right? As a DBA, what can we do here? There is nothing that we can do. We know that there is some problem with networking, but to prove, how to prove that the problem is from networking side. So now you can clearly see my replica went into out of sync because of this networking issue what I am creating in front of you. Okay, and once I stop this, so I just stopped it now. In few seconds, it will come online automatically. And this is the proof what you can go and you can talk to your networking team. So if you see now, this is what is happening. So request timeout. The packets are getting timed out. And even if you see something is happening, time taken usually should be 128, but now it is 168, 175, 177, and there are request timeouts again. So this is the proof. So I can now talk to my networking team saying that something is happening from your side. I don't know what is that because it's not possible from our side to troubleshoot what is happening from networking side, right? It's impossible as a DBA. But if you can run this command continuously, this gets logged into your output file and you can see few things are happening. Okay. So these things, if you can now talk to your networking team, then they will be able to understand, okay, this guy has come up with some proof. We cannot escape. So they have to check from their side and what is happening at that point of time. Okay, so this is the scenario that I just wanted to present. Again, as I said, this is not going to be that easy for any DBA to crack. Not at all possible, technically speaking. That's what I said. If it is happening at particular window, then you can run this command continuously.
Not sure if I missed it, but you are showing this tool, but what is the cause, I mean, to generate this issue? I mean, the timeout.
That's what I'm saying. So in real time, there could be network issues. It could be because of packet
Okay.
drops. It could be because of some other reasons at networking side.
Mm-hmm.
But as a DBA, we cannot touch the networking section at all.
Yeah,
Right?
I understood. But how you generate this issue? Because
That's
earlier
what I'm
there
saying.
was no issue.
I made use of this tool. This is a tool.
Okay.
Okay, this is a tool
So
that
just
creates
because of this tool, this
exactly.
caused this network issue, right?
Yes. So in few seconds,
Okay.
this will come online. I don't need to do anything because I created networking issue, and because of some networking issues, that replica went out of sync. Okay, but after I stopped it, it will come online because when I started my session, you can clearly see, right? It was in bad shape, and after a few seconds, it came online. In few seconds, this will come online. But this is not about this is about how we troubleshoot as a DBA and how we can interact with networking team with these kind of issues. So the solution for that is you have to run this command continuously so that you will come to know what happened at that particular time with the help of this output file. So this is what my output file says. So this is running fine all the time. Okay, no issues. So only at that time, like 321, whatever the time I created that issue, right? So at that time we had some problems. So now you can talk to your networking team saying that I can clearly see ping is getting failed, and I can clearly see time take TTL, or time taken to packets for to traverse from node 1 to node
Transfer.
2 is taking longer time. So now you can talk to a networking with this proof saying that, okay, there is some problem. What is that some problem? You will get to know. Client won't allow us to install any tools. We are not running any tools, Babu, here. So what I am running is this
Only
simple
ping
command.
command.
Ping
Yeah.
command. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not running any
Yeah.
tools.
Only capturing and giving the proof
Exactly.
to network team
Network
that
team
this
saying
is
that
happening from the network side.
that's it. That's it. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
we are not. The tool what I made use of is to replicate the networking scenarios. Okay. So I'm not saying you to run this tool to generate these
Yeah,
issues.
that's why we are thinking we need to run this tool to capture the event, what exactly happened. This is the causing the, I mean, this tool is causing the network issue, and we
Exactly.
can capture with this ping command to
Yeah.
store
Yeah.
and giving the proof.
Proof. I just wanted to present the proof to the network team. There should be some proof with us, right? Because if I just go and say, okay, something is happening at 4 o'clock, you just go and check, no one will listen to us. They will say, get out, you rascal or idiot, you just lost. Because no one will take that blame, right? No one is willing to take blame. So that is the reason when you are interacting with other teams, you have to come up with proof. So this is the proof what you can do. But the challenging part here is you cannot run this command continuously, right? You cannot run it continuously. So if you know the time of the issue, if it is happening at that particular time, then you can run this command and you can show this as a proof to the networking team.
So
Okay.
for previously
So in
happened
command
is
prompt, can we not do
we cannot use.
continuous ping?
You can do from command prompt. I'm using PowerShell. PowerShell and command prompt, they are almost one and the same. I mean, you can run ping from command prompt also, right? So if you see PowerShell, don't think this as a something very special. Okay, this is very simple. I'm just using ping.exe. Nothing great here. So what I'm doing is ping.exe -t. -t means continuous ping. So if you want, just I'll show you. So ping, okay, you want command prompt, right? Okay, let me show you.
Only just a small question. If the issue persists the last 5 years ago, so if you run
You
this
can't do
command,
that. No, see, it's just like a heart patient issue. Someone is having some problem with his heart, right? Okay, he's a kind of patient where we don't know when he will get heart attack, right? So so you have to monitor him continuously, right? So if he gets heart attack, what will you do now? Nothing can be done. It's already, he got the pain, so he has to go to the hospital. In a similar situation, if you wanted to troubleshoot something that can happen at any point of time, then you have to run this tool continuously, right? So ping-t is nothing but you are pinging that server continuously for every 1 second. You'll get the output. That is what I'm doing, but I'm just adding for each loop. Since I'm using for each loop, I'm using PowerShell. That's it. Okay. So this class, see, I have not done anything. Okay, let me refresh. It should come online.
No, actually, Vamsi, I have one question. Suppose I have multiple database in second round, but I got an alert for single database only down from Splunk team.
Then you have to see that SP reader log for that single database. For example, so if I go here, 01, that single database name, this is how I troubleshoot for single databases. First, I will check the error logs and see what is happening for that single database. If I could find something that makes sense, then I will take it from here. If not, usually for secondary replicas, you can restart it secondary replica. There will not be any problem, right? There is no other go. If you are not able to find any issue, most of the times, it's not that easy to identify what is happening with single database. I'm telling you with my experience. If at all, if you are able to find, I'm happy for you. If that is not the case, most of us will try to restart our secondary instance, right? So after restarting, most of the times it will help, but if not, again, we have to troubleshoot. It all depends upon your error. I cannot say something on it, but I will start from here. This is just my starting point.
Vamsi, I have just one question.
Yeah.
While you executing one tool, okay, we are running. You are running on one tool. In that time, you executing the ping command on the CMD from CMD.
Yeah. I was doing this. I was running this command continuously. So see, I will just
Not
try.
PowerShell.
No, I am not
Not
doing this
only.
from command prompt. I will never use command prompt usually, because for this kind of activity where I have to run continuously, like if you see here, if you are aware of PowerShell, this is nothing but for each loop, right? So for every, I have to run this command continuously. So instead of this, wait, oh, I closed my command prompt. Instead of command prompt, I'm using the same thing, but using PowerShell. Just I'm appending get date here. If you see, I'm just adding the get date. Let me show you the output of that thing. So this is what I'm getting for every few seconds, right? So 21, 22, 23, 24. Will I get the same thing from command prompt? No, right? So that is the reason I'm using PowerShell here. I'm just adding just a hint of extra thing code to get the timestamp. That's it. This command is one at the same. Command prompt output is one at the same. So to get that date, I'm using for each loop. So to summarize this, okay, you can talk to an interviews, okay, if you are appearing for interviews and if they're asking you to troubleshoot or share some of the experiences with always on. So this is what you can do. So you have to hook up a story saying that you are having some problems at one particular time. So in my case, it was 3 a.m. You can say whatever the time what you want. So something is happening at that particular point of time and you checked all the logs. So you have to mention each and every log here. So by saying this, it gives the impression that you are aware of troubleshooting properly because you are explaining each and every log, right? So as an interviewer, I expect you to answer all these logs. So you are starting with error logs. Of course, we can say about clue admin also. Clue admin, event viewer, error logs, always on health event sessions. I'm saying about SQL diagnostic extended event files, right? So these files are also be there. If you want, I can show you up. I think it will be there. Let me check that part. How many of you are aware of SQL diagnostic, that stuff? I think this is my PC or, okay, this is that one.
PSS diag Vamsi.
No, this is not PSS diag or anything. This comes naturally. Just a second. Just give me a few seconds. I think log. So I got some dumps. That's okay, fine. SQL diagnostic. This is managed. This is different. One second, guys. I will talk on this, but before I talk, I will have to finish summarize that. Why it is not coming? Oh, I think this is my
Vansi,
server. This is my server.
yeah,
Sorry.
Vansi, yeah,
Yeah.
Vansi, if you run the tool and that time you run the ping from CMD, that time RTO is coming or not?
Come again.
Request timeout. Request timeout is observing or not in CMD, on normal CMD. If you try to ping the server, in that time
You will
RTO
get that.
request
You will
timeout.
get, if you want. Okay, I'm starting it now. I'll show you. But
Yes.
see, the problem here is you cannot output this to any file, right? So that is my, okay, I will show you how to output this also, but this is not the right way. Not 10. Okay, I will say out.txt. Okay, you can do this also if you are not comfortable with PowerShell. Okay, so now if I open this, C colon users Vamsi, right? C colon users Vamsi. So it would be here out.txt, right? So now you can see the output is getting logged into my output file. The problem here is we don't have timestamp. Are you getting my point? This is the difference between command prompt and PowerShell output. If you see the PowerShell output, I'm getting the timestamp. Here, I'm not getting the timestamp. So that is the challenging part if I make use of this one. So now I'll show you. Let me recreate the problem. So in few seconds, it will get timed out and you can see this in the output file, but you won't get the time. You won't get the time. See, request timed out. You can see this, right? Even in the ping command also. But the only part is I'm not getting the timestamp so that I can talk to my network team, right? If I'm going to my network team, I have to come up with timestamp also so that they can check what is happening at that particular point of time. Without having that, if we just run this kind of stuff, then we don't know exactly at what time this happened. So if I stop this, okay, now you can clearly see request timeouts, everything. Okay, now since I stopped, the output will be back to normal. So you will get the continuous reply from the secondary replica. Got my point?
Yeah.
This session is all about how you troubleshoot the kind of issues at networking side and how to carry out the proof to talk to them. Okay, so I show SQL diagnostic, right? Let me check here. Program files, SQL. Did I install in S or C or S? Let me check these logs. Not here. SQL log, I think here. Yeah, so if I just do by type, I told you, right? Diagnostic files. So I don't have any special tools. Even if you check your servers, you will get to know about these files. These are also extend event files, just like always on extend event health file and system health file. We do have something called as diagnostic files. This is nothing related to PSS diag. Someone said PSS diag. I am not running PSS diag here. It comes naturally. It comes by default. Okay, these files will come naturally. You don't need to do anything. So if you see my issue started here 321, right? So I have to open up this file. So if I open up this file, it will help me with some troubleshooting steps. So that is the reason I said you have to explain each and every file, starting with event viewer, cluster logs, error logs, event. No, sorry, what is that? Always on health sessions, SQL diagnostic files, system health sessions, finally Windows cluster logs. If you can explain all these logs, and then you have to say that I outsmarted networking team by running this command continuously. Okay. And that helped me to get the output what I want so that I can talk to my network team, because I have to prove them that issue is from networking side, not from DBA side. That is the challenge here. So by running this command at that particular point of time, you are able to find out what the problem is. Got my point? Is this clear? Any questions on this topic? I think this is like maybe my 10th or 11th scenario on always on. I'm not sure. I created so many issues. So I thought of showing something different. So tomorrow I will also try to show you something very different where you will not find that anywhere on the internet. I'll show that also. I'm trying that. If that works, I will show you. So when you're appearing for interviews, if they ask you about the problems, what you face, with my videos only, you can share 11 different types, 11 different types, 11 or 12. So what is stopping you from, getting selected if you are able to describe all these scenarios? I don't think there is nothing that can stop us, right?
Yes, Vamsi.
Finally, if no questions, I will just add one tip probably, and then I'll wind up. I wanted to show you something else, but I don't have time. So any questions with this topic?
Vamshi, I want to identify how many times the sequence always on AG has been failed over for in a week, means how do I find it out?
Okay, for a week, it's already there in my blog. What is that message? 1480, right? I wrote a script.
Script too we can find. How many times?
Just a second. What is that script? I forgot it's been long time. I stopped writing blogs. 1 second, I'll show you. It's a very useful script, very handy script. What is that starting? Let's say node or something. What is it? Finding the mystery. I think this is the one. Failover history. Yeah, this one. Okay, failover history. Let me search with failover history. So if you run this script, it will help you to get when it got failed over from node 1 to node 2, everything. Failover history, right? Why it is not coming up? This link is broken. Always on failover history. Just a second, guys. Oh my God. It should be here. I will share that script if you want. I know I've written that, but I don't know where it is right now.
That would be really helpful, Vamsi, for me. Better sharing it.
I think written long time back.
Share that command power scheduler.
It is there in my blog. Someone shared the link for that. So this is the one. Okay.
And also we can easily
Yeah.
we can filter that message in the SQL error logs, like the group has failed over from primary to
Yes,
resolve.
we can.
Yeah,
It should be
that string
something.
you can easily you can do it by SP error log, and you can add that filter text, then it will.
I will search this. Yeah.
Vamsi, I have a question. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is the scenario where the issue might occur daily at a particular time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we can use this type of investigation,
Troubleshooting.
ping
Yeah.
troubleshooting. Yeah. So if the event occurred yesterday at some time, and I'm now troubleshooting it, and now
you
I'm
can't.
not finding
No.
anything.
Nothing
So
you can find.
so is there any way so that I can redirect this issue for network team to investigate that? What I mean to say is that is there any specific event ID or event that I can tell that network team to this relates to the network team issue?
That's what I said. So this is one of the most challenging issue what I faced. And I told you clearly, if it happens at particular time, then it is fine. Otherwise,
I had faced this issue, but I was not able to because the events that events that I saw in the event log that you showed while troubleshooting, those were the same event logs, and that is why I thought
it looks very similar. It looks very similar, but even my problem is since I am creating, I know what the problem is. But if it happens in real time, this is very challenging, and there is no specific content inside any of the logs that redirect us saying that, okay, this is because of networking. I went through everything here. I read this cluster log many times, but I'm not able to figure out anything that can help us directly to pinpoint, okay, this is what that can help me to identify the issue and, go and talk to my network team. There is nothing like that.
Okay,
That is the
got it.
problem.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No problem.
No problem. Yeah. Sorry. So I am closing this off because I am having something else. But tomorrow I will show you one more thing. If it works properly, most likely I think it will work. That will also be very similar to real time, and you will not be able to find out the real reason unless I show up. So just wait for tomorrow.
Vamshi, I have one more doubt. The server is in on-prem or Azure virtual machine?
This setup, what I've shown, this is related to on-prem. This is related to Azure VM. This is related to AWS EC2. This is related to Google, what are the machines inside the Google. Okay. This is applicable everywhere. Once you have the SQL Server installed on your operating system, this happens everywhere. Doesn't matter if it is Azure or something else. I am having Azure, so I'm showing this up, but in real time, it will always happen in on-premises also. Not always. Yeah. The kind of thing what I'm showing, it may happen. Okay. I will upload this session. So tomorrow I'll try to show up. Yeah.
Hi, I am Ashwin. So I have one small query regarding this always on only. So like we're just upgrading like a SQL AG, like 3-node AG cluster. Okay. So 2016 to 19. That time like 2 secondary replica and 1 primary. So we need to suspend data movement from primary, and also we need to remove like databases from availability group, or we just need to suspend it. It's fine.
See, from 2016 to 2019, you have the setup. Is that the case?
Yeah.
So you have
Yes,
two replicas in 2016 and one replica in 2019.
No. All
you wanted to
3
go
replicas
to,
were
okay,
in the
2016 and you wanted to move
I
to
need to upgrade to
2019.
19. Yeah.
Okay, from 2016 to 2019. If I am at
Yes.
your place, okay, so what I will do is I will do something very similar. If I don't have downtime, can you see this setup?
Okay.
This setup.
Yes.
Okay. So this setup I have configured between 2016 and 2022.
Okay.
You can do the same thing 2016 and 2019, provided if your Windows is N+1. I mean to say, my current OS here is version. I'm talking about Windows version, not SQL, not SQL, not SQL. So this is 2016 Windows, and if my Windows is 2019, okay, then I can configure always on between 2016 and 2019 also. So I will create a new node. What I will do is I will create a 2019 machine and I will add that machine to existing cluster setup, like 3 nodes, right? If you can see, right? Oh, now see this node went into quarantine state. Oh, something. Yeah, thank God we just checked. So what should I do now? Node went into quarantine state.
Remove the quarantine.
Yeah. So I
From
faced
the
this issue again 5
start
years
the
back.
clock run.
How to remove?
We have a command.
Yeah, clear quarantine is the command.
Yeah.
Command, yeah.
So I will show you that also. I wrote all these issues I faced, and at that time I was not taking classes. It was just COVID.
Start cluster node, start column, clear quarantine.
I think I have the command here. So this is the issue what I faced again in 2020. So this is the one, start hyphen cluster node clear quarantine. Sometimes it works, sometimes it won't work. It depends on your luck. Let us check our luck today. So I think I'm running on not on the primary. I have to run this on the affected node, I believe. Or will it take the appropriate node? Start hyphen cluster node. Let's see if I have the node name here. Let's check that part. Start hyphen cluster node. Let me check the syntax. Hyphen name. I can say hyphen name. So I can pass the server name. Hyphen name SQL 2K 16 node 2. What is that again? Clear quarantine, right? I will copy that. Clear quarantine. Yeah. Let's run this and see what happens. I never, yeah, see, it's trying to join. Let's see.
So what is happening behind this? Exactly.
Oh, it failed. It will try to action this few times and it will try to join. If it is not able to, then it's really a challenging part. Yeah, it's joining now. Let's see. Just wait for it to come up. Then I will talk about this.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, it's up finally. So this situation happened for me 5 years back. So at that time we were having this COVID, right? So I thought of making use of same command because it went into quarantine state. So that is the reason I made use of title my availability groups got affected by COVID-19. So quarantine state comes into picture from 2016. Okay. So it happens only from 2016. What it does is if it thinks that node is getting affected by something like what I introduced, like the networking stuff, what I introduced today, it hampered something and Windows thought it's better to remove that from Windows cluster. So that is the reason it kept in quarantine state. Means you are having some problem. So instead of removing you completely from the cluster, I'll just keep you in quarantine state. So I will keep you and I will observe you carefully. And if you are able to recover, then you will come back automatically. So it will come back automatically after 2 hours. Okay. If you don't want to run this command, it will come up online after 2 hours. Means doctors will observe in quarantine state. In the similar fashion, Windows will observe you in the sense in this case my node. So my node will be observed by Windows cluster, and if it is not having any problems, then it will come up online after 2 hours. If you don't want to wait for 2 hours, you can run this command, and sometimes it will help you to clear that quarantine state, provided if that node is in good enough shape. So this is what happens. Same thing happened for me long time back. So I ran that command and it helped me in getting that node back. Okay. Um, I was discussing something and I came up here. Somebody was asking me 2016 to 2019, right? Yeah, you can clearly see the setup is from 2016 to 2019. So for you, what you can do is you can add your 2019 mission to existing 2016 setup and carry out the always on between them. finally you can fail over from 2016 to 2019. As simple as that. That is the easiest way. That is called as rolling upgrade. I repeat that there are 5 videos, 4 or 5 videos on rolling upgrade. I think 4 or 5, I'm not sure. So if you want, you can watch those videos. I think someone asked me that question. That is answer for you, Yashwant, I believe so. I don't know if he's still there, but yeah, if you are there.
Actually, Vamsi, is the same issue coming when there's a team with Windows upgrade from 16 to 19.
Okay.
Yeah, same issue is coming in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm using the same command when it's come up.
That's what I'm saying. So the scenarios, what we are doing, it's almost equivalent to real time. There is nothing that is stopping us from matching up with real time. But you have to understand the concepts and you have to implement them practically when you face these problems in your environments. That's my classes are all about. Okay, I will stop here and I will upload this. If you have any questions, let me know. I will take up on WhatsApp. Thank you all. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.